What's up, everyone? I'm going to do a video today just to show more corruption, and of course this is right out of Hero, Ohio. Both cases I'm going to talk about. I'm going to use these two different cases to compare the difference of what happens if you're a part of them and how you get treated for the crimes you commit, and if you're not within their buddy system, you know, if you're not one of them, how you get treated. In today's video, let's talk about these two cases. I want to talk about, just recently I seen it hit the news, and so it's about if you do a search on, I heard something on the news, so I went to do a search, and you do a search down there in Columbus for the past few years, there's been a lot of cops getting busted for a lot of stuff, you know, showing their true crimes. And I believe I did a video not too long ago where they shot and killed someone. It turns out she supposedly stole from the store, but that, I mean, that don't give you a reason to kill somebody, right? Anyways, but here's a new one that's come out. Former Columbus police officer sentenced to 18 months in prison for fatal 2022 DUI crash. And I'll put the links to these articles in the description, and I will also put stuff up here. But a former Columbus police officer was sentenced to 18 months in prison after pleading guilty to killing a woman when he drove under the influence while off duty in 2022 and fleeing the scene. Demetrius Ortega, 51, was sentenced Friday in the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas by Judge Carl Avini. Ortega pleaded guilty in September to 2 charges of failing to stop after an accident and misdemeanor drunk driving in connection with the death of 27-year-old, I don't know how to say that name, in April, a 27-year-old person, right, in April of 2022. The victim was crossing Morse Road near Walford Street at an intersection with marked crosswalks when the crash happened. Okay, Ortega retired in bad standing with the Columbus Division of Police in October. The judge also suspended Ortega's driver's license for 3 years. Assistant Franklin County Prosecutor Jeff told the assistant, told WOSU in September that a vehicular homicide charge was not added due to investigators not being able to determine who was at fault, as well as lack of security cameras and witnesses to the crash. So, I mean, here's what we got here. A Columbus police officer, while he was off duty, was drinking and driving, and hit somebody who was in a marked crosswalk, a pedestrian, and killed him and left the scene. Hit and run, right? And this guy got, you know, they point out he's retired in bad standing, and they gave him, you know, the thing is, they're making way light of it, and we don't understand this. This is what happens even when they are charging these people. They're making way light of it, and I'm gonna prove that here in a minute. Okay, but this guy took somebody's life. You know, I'm not saying he did it on purpose, and sure, he's probably felt bad about it, but he cost somebody their life because of his ignorance and him breaking the law, the same laws that he himself would be charging other people for, pulling them over for breaking these laws. And this guy is free to break the laws because he's a lawman, right? And, you know, he was sentenced to 18 months in prison. So 18 months in prison, that's not even 2 years, right? And you know, it's a sad situation. But here's the problem. Now I'll take you over to this case in Van Wert, which is not too far from where I'm at. Van Wert woman gets prison time for leaving accident scene. A Van Wert woman who fled from the scene of an injury accident she caused last November has been sentenced to up to 12 years in prison. right? Van Wart County Common Pleas Court Judge Martin Birchfield on September 28th sentenced Sherry Ramsey, 46, to up to 6 years in prison on each of 2 counts of aggravated vehicular assault, second-degree felonies. Her role in November 7th, 2021 crash at the intersection of Convoy and Ritchie Roads. The sentences were ordered to be served consecutively. A 12-month sentence for failure to stop after an accident will be served consecutively to the other counts. Prosecutors say Ramsey caused the 2021 crash when she failed to stop at a sign, causing her SUV to hit a van driven by Matthew J. I don't know how to say that last name right. Van Wart. He was treated for minor injuries, while passenger Mackenzie Ray of Van Wart was taken by medical helicopter to Lutheran Hospital in Fort Wayne with serious injuries. Ramsey fled the scene, but later was found and arrested in the village of Scott. Now, the update is, I'm pretty sure, I think the other person ended up dying. And, so she caused, here's the thing, she caused, so you have this woman in Van Wart County caused an accident, and because she was drinking and driving, she ran a stop sign and hit another vehicle, and as a result of that, a person ended up dying. So she gets 12 years in prison, and 2 terms of 6 years, and then 12 months for the hit and run, for leaving the scene. Meanwhile, officer right down in Columbus, Ohio, same state, so there's no equality of justice there. The same state, right down there in the capital of our state, where, supposedly they're fighting corruption, right? This is corruption. That's just another point, another side that you look at of corruption, where because sure, this guy was, pretty much probably forced to retire on bad standing, but for whatever that means. But he gets less than 2 years in prison. He gets 18 months, and on something like that, 18 months. So he'll probably do maybe 90 days and get out on good behavior, right? And then have to do community service, and then have his license suspended. Whip-de-doo, right? I mean, when it comes to somebody lost their life, a young person lost their life because this guy was drinking and driving, and they want to say they didn't charge him with vehicular assault, homicide because they can't tell who was at fault. Well, here in Ohio, if you get in an accident and you're under the influence, you're automatically the one at fault, right? And the thing is, that just shows the difference in justice there. So anyway, the point is, that's here we got 2 separate cases. Now I understand the cases ain't exactly the same or whatever, but it's enough right there. And they're gonna say they don't know who was at fault, and with the cop, that's their way of saving his ass, keeping him from going to prison. Which, even if he would have went actually to 18 months sentence, he's obviously not going to go to the real prison, and certainly not going to be expected to serve time with the people they've put away, right? And who they call real criminals. And like I said, he'll do probably 90 days and end up out with sentence shortened. And meanwhile, this woman, and there's plenty more cases around here. I just picked out this one because I heard about it since it's close around my area. So I'm like, how is it that, because this person's an officer, this person's a part of their clan and in their system, so they'll find every way they can to, this looks bad, we're going to have to charge you for something. So, this is what they do. So, we'll have to charge you for something. We can't just let this go. So I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and just charge you we'll go ahead and sentence you for 18 months. And that's going to be a charge for drinking and driving, because you shouldn't have been drinking and driving, and for leaving the scene of an accident. And who cares about the person that's the dead person that's lost their life, and the family that lost their loved one because of your actions, which it is my opinion that if you're a member of the law and you cause harm on someone and you break that law, then it should be double to you. You should pay double the price than what a normal person was, because you're the one that's supposed to be setting the standard. You're the one sitting here busting people all day long for DUIs and stuff like that, and but yet you're the one, but yet it's okay for you to drink and drive and cost somebody their life, and that's what's happened down there in Columbus. And meanwhile over here in Van Wert County, and I'm not trying to say they should have took it easy on this woman, this Ramsey, that did the you know, I don't, you know, none of us know what's going on with these, you know, did anybody mean, either of these two cases, did they mean to kill somebody? Probably not. But because she did, and because she's not a part of their system, they threw the book at her, right? Gave her 12 years in prison because of the person died, right? They didn't have no problem trying to figure out who was at fault in that one, right? So that's all I'm gonna say for that today. I just, you know, just the corruption in the system, and this is the way it goes, you know. This is how the system feels about you. Your life means nothing if it's up to them to take it, and this means they can pull you over and feel afraid and shoot you. They can run through a crosswalk and run you over and kill you. And you know, it's just like I did the cases right over here in Fort Wayne, and you know, that's just how it is, the system of injustice here. And when is it enough? You know, when do we hold these people accountable? They are literally ruined lives. Right here's a case of literally a life totally ruined because it was lost, right? And then how many of this person's loved ones now, you know, now they have to mourn that loss and live life the rest of their life without this person. And this cop gets a few months of jail because he left the scene and was drinking. You know, it's ridiculous. It's sickening and it's sad. That's what we got going on in this country, and especially right here in Ohio. And so I don't know, I just wanted to point that out. This is how they feel about you. You mean nothing to them, but go ahead and throw up on your Facebook that you support the blue line and you're thankful to them keeping you safe, even though they're the biggest danger to you. And that's the truth. They're the biggest danger to you. And you know, we'll talk more about that later on. I got another subject I want to talk about, but I'm not gonna but it's kind of off subject of this, so we'll get to that later. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and see ya.